afternoon or morning, depending on what time it is for you. Lovely afternoon here for me. So if we just start off today, sitting either on your heels if that's comfortable, or on a cushion with your legs crossed, whatever feels good for you. And then if you just bring your eyes to a close and you feel comfortable. And just take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just shrug the shoulders out. Just drop the shoulders. And on the inhale, bring the shoulders up to your ears. And a nice big sigh out and drop the shoulders. Make it quite an audible one. Inhale, the shoulders up. Exhale, the shoulders down. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, dropping the arms down. Inhale the arms up. Reaching tall, looking up. And exhale the arms down. We're going to inhale the right arm up. Stretch up nice and high. And on the exhale, we're just going to fall down to the left-hand side. And then we're just going to open the chest, bring the right arm back a little. And then return to the stretch to the left. And back to center. Stretch up nice and tall. And then we're going to stretch over to the right-hand side. Stretch across. And then bringing the left arm back and opening the chest. If that shoulder has found its way up to your ears, just relax it down again. And then stretch over to the right-hand side. And then back to center, nice and tall. And then we're just going to rotate the wrists. Go one way and then the other. And then we just pop the fingertips on the shoulders. And we're going to draw some nice big circles with the elbows. So bringing them up as high as they'll go. Stretching nice and tall. And then bringing them back. And then let's just introduce the breath. So breathing in as we lift the shoulders up. And then out as we bring them back. And just really pull the shoulder blades together here so you get a lovely opening on the chest. Breathing in as you circle them up. And out as you circle them back. One more time in, circle them up, and circling them back. Now I'm going to reverse the direction. So circle back, and then bring them up, and then down. One more time, bringing them up, and down. If you haven't done so already, just flush the eyes open. And then we're just going to bring ourselves into a cross-legged position. If that feels okay for you. If your knees are up nice, quite high and they feel uncomfortable, you could always pop a cushion underneath them. Maybe bringing the feet out a little wider. It feels a bit more comfortable. Or maybe sit on a cushion. That feels good. Take your right hand and pop it onto your left thigh, and then just pop your left hand behind you and take a nice twist over to the left, looking over the left shoulder. And try to be nice and tall through the body, engaging the core, looking over that left shoulder and trying to keep the back nice and straight as you do so. Try not to fall into that lower back. Pulling yourself up nice and tall through the crown of your head. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Have a moment to sit nice and tall. And then bringing the left hand to the right knee, bringing the right hand behind you, and then looking over the right shoulder. Coming nice and tall through the crown of the head, engage the stomach, nice straight spine, tall spine, long spine. And then back to center. And then just dip the chin to the chest. Nice and slowly, just go as far as feels comfortable for you. Feel that nice stretch along the back and the neck. And then back to center, and then looking up, stretching the throat. Chin comes to the sky. Sitting up nice and tall. Back to center. Drop the chin one more time. Relax those shoulders down and back. Take note of any stiffness in the body. Bring your head back to center. And then just bring the chin towards the left shoulder. And just start to look down, feeling that stretch along the right side of the neck. Back to center, and then bring the chin to the right shoulder and feeling the stretch along the left side of the neck. And back to center. And then we're going to just bring the feet together here. So soles of the feet come together. You choose your position, whether you like your feet close to your body or further away. And if, like me, you're sitting this way around, you might want to put a little blanket down so that the feet are nice and comfortable. And just give those knees a little gentle bounce. Your butterfly posture, sitting up nice and tall, nice straight back, holding onto the feet. And then we're just going to take a little sway. So come around to the right hand side. Feel that stretch through the body, over to the left. And then bring yourself back to the right. And if you'd like to introduce a little bit of breath work here, we do an inhale for half of the rotation. So inhale. And then exhale for the other half of the rotation. One more time. Remember to take note of any areas of tension or where the body is hanging on here. Back to center, nice and tall, and then we'll just take that rotation the other way. So over to the left, over to the right, and back to center. Over to the left, forward. Just take your time to explore that. Maybe you can stretch forward a little bit more whilst you're here. And then bring yourself to the right. And back to center. We'll go one more time. Over to the left. Stretching forwards. And then over to the right. And back to center. Bring the feet straight out in front of us. And we're going to just cross the right foot over the left. We're going to flex the foot, the left foot, and plant the right hand behind our bums. Nice, tall spine, sitting nice and tall. We're going to stretch the arm up And then hook it around that right leg and then looking over that shoulder. Thinking growing nice and tall from the seat bones. Engaging the core. And then bring the body all the way around to look over the left shoulder. And then we're going to just bring the foot to the inside of the thigh and focus on keeping the left foot flexed still. Let's see if I can move back a little bit. Take a nice inhale, and then we're going to take, on the exhale, we're going to drop the body towards the left foot. You don't need to be hanging on here. We're just going for whatever feels good for the body right now. We should be feeling a nice stretch along the lower back and along the hamstrings here. And just let the head drop down. Use the inhale to recover a little, and the exhale to find a little more space. And slowly roll it up. Seated. We're then going to just bring the right foot forwards. We're going to take the left foot and plant it on the outside of the right. Bring the left hand behind the bum to give you something to push off against. Sit nice and tall, flexing the right foot. Stretch tall with the right arm. And then twisting around, get that nice twist in the spine and look over the left shoulder. Open the chest, sit nice and tall. And then bringing your body all the way around to look over the right shoulder. And then just plant the left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Just relax that left knee. And on the inhale, go nice and tall. And on the exhale, we're going to reach forward towards our flexed right foot. And just gently allow the body to come towards the legs. On the inhale, find some space. And on the exhale, just breathe into the stretch. Don't bounce here, just be very gentle and generous with your body. Maintaining that flexed foot. Take note of where you're feeling the stretch here. We should be targeting our hamstrings and our back, but perhaps we also can feel some stretching in the hips here. And then we're just going to come back to seated. Bringing both feet out in front now, and then inhaling the arms up. And exhale, rolling forwards and trying to lift the chest, trying to lift the stomach, engage the core. And if you'd like to, if it feels better to have a little bit of a bend in the knees here, then do that. We should find quite a strong stretch on the hamstrings here. And allow the belly to come down to the knees, down to the thighs, sorry. And then just collapse into the legs. And just take a couple of breaths here. Again, using the inhale to recover a little. And on the exhale, just breathing more deeply into the stretch. I'm going to slowly roll up here. And we're going to bring the left foot into the right leg again. And this time we're going to just move the right leg out to the side as far as is comfortable. So the angle of the legs is as wide as it is comfortable for you. Trying to balance the weight equally, so just have a little wiggle from one seat bone to the other. Find what feels right for you. And then we're going to just take our right arm, palm facing up, and then just move it on the floor, or it might just be on top of the leg. And at the same time, inhaling and lifting the right arm as far as possible, and then extending towards the right foot. It might be that your right hand can go under the leg just to hold it down there, or it might be that it just rests on the ground. And for this stretch, we should be feeling a good stretch along the inner thigh on the right leg, and also quite a big stretch on the outside of the body, on the left side of the body. Try to keep the body open, so we're not sort of folding over. And just allowing yourself to come down towards that right leg. Doesn't matter how close you get, just feel for the stretch. And then coming back. And then we're just going to turn the body towards the right leg now, and slowly just go towards that leg. Slowly lifting up. And now we're just going to swap legs. So bringing the right leg in and the left leg out to the side. Try and get it on something nice and comfortable, a blanket perhaps. And we're looking for a wider angle this time than we were before. So a wider angle for the thighs. Flexing the foot again. And we're working now on an inner thigh stretch. So sitting nice and tall for a moment. And now we're going to bring the hand, palm facing up, down to the mat. Perhaps it goes underneath your leg to hold it down there. Perhaps it rests on a cushion or on your leg. And then stretching up nice and tall with the right hand. And then bringing the right hand over towards that foot. So rather than collapsing in, try to keep the body open. Just play around with what feels good here for you. Feeling that stretch on the right side of the body and on the inner thigh. And then gently coming back up, rotating the body towards that left leg, and then gently falling, bringing the body down towards that left leg, foot flexed. And then lifting up gently. We're going to then bring the legs to a crossed position. If that feels okay for you. You could also have one in front of the other, if that's better. And we're going to reach up nice and tall. Also, feel free to put a cushion under your bum here for this one. And then we're going to gently reach forwards, trying to keep the seat bones down on the mat still. Don't let the body tip up completely. And come as far forward as feels comfortable for you. Try to just breathe into that stretch. I don't know if you can hear, but Nala's doing some good breathing. She's snoring a little bit on the sofa. You can just about see her paws here. And then we're just going to bring the hands over to the right hand side. And take note of how that makes the body feel. And then bring the hands over to the left hand side. And bring yourself back up to seated. Just swap the legs over now so that we can balance it off. So whatever feels good, whether you need to bring the knees out wider, whatever feels better for you. And then stretching forwards. And this results in a good stretch on the hips, on the upper legs, and also on the lower back. And then slowly bring yourself back up. And then we're going to just bring ourselves over to the right, stretching out here. And then walking our hands over to the left and stretching out on this side. Back to center, and then bringing yourself back up to seated. Okay, let's roll ourselves over into a tabletop position. Stand that up a little bit here. And we're just going to do whatever feels good for you here. So we might do some little barrel rolls. So imagine that you're taking your belly button down towards the mat and then over to the left side and then bringing it in and then taking it over to the right. At the same time dropping it down and maybe dropping the arms down. Bring that belly button over to the left side of the mat, then up. And then we're going to bring it back the opposite way. So dropping it down. And just feel what feels good here for you. Maybe you can bring yourself around in a bit of a figure of 8. Yeah. Just explore what your body needs. Try to identify the areas of tightness that you have. Maybe take a couple of cat-cows here. And maybe we just turn our hands out to the sides and just take a little rotation over those hands. One way and then the other. And then if it feels okay, just turn them towards the body and just gently reaching back a little bit to take a bit of a stretch down the wrists and the forearms. You can peel the heels of the hands off the mat here. And then down. And then we're just going to find ourselves in child's pose. So bringing the hips down towards the heels. Knees can come out and stretch the arms out ahead of you. Feel that stretch in the lower back. We're going to rock forwards, tuck the toes, and we're going to push back in towards the downward facing dog, but with our knees bent so that the stomach comes towards the thighs. Focus on lifting the hips up, stretching the shoulders, and allowing the head to just dangle with your gaze going towards your navel. We're then going to roll forwards into plank. Hold here for a moment. Pushing up from the mat and allowing the back to curve so that we're not just falling into our shoulders. Should be activating the body here. We're going to drop down to our knees and slowly keeping our elbows into the body. Bring the chest and the chin to the chest. sorry, to the mat. And then just planting the legs down. We're going to just shuffle the arms underneath the shoulders. And we're going to find ourselves into Sphinx pose, which is a nice gentle back bend. Relax in the lower back. You'll be able to just feel that nice compression in the lower back here. And then lowering yourself back to the mat. Hands come beside your chest. And then pushing yourself back into downward facing dog. Walk in your heels, one and then the other. And then we're going to just bring one knee, right knee through to the left side. And then left knee through to the right side. And just keep on doing that just so we can get a bit more of a stretch on the body. Stretching back into downward facing dog. And then forward into plank. Holding the stomach in, engaging the core. Pushing the mat away. Bringing ourselves down to our knees. And then chin and chest comes towards the mat. And this time, hands to a 45-degree angle out in front of us and push back into seal pose. Relax the glutes and the hamstrings. Relax the shoulders down and back. Be careful they're not coming up to your ears. And then look up. Enjoy that nice back bend. And we're going to lower ourselves down to the mat. Hands come to either side of the chest and press back into downward facing dog. We're going to lift the right foot up, right leg up, and stretch up nice and tall. And then we're going to bring that knee in towards the body, and we're going to bring our nose to try to meet the knee. See if you can touch it. And then stretch the leg back up again. And then bringing yourself back into downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Knees come to the mat. Or lower yourself down slowly in one piece. Hands come slightly further forwards and then push back into cobra. Bend the elbows a little if you so you can control how much you push back here. And then gaze upwards. We're then going to lower ourselves down. Plant the hands. Now we're going to push ourselves back into downward facing dog. This time, raising the left leg up tall. Stretching up as tall as it will go. Bringing the knee into the nose and the nose into the knee. And then stretching back up again. And then foot back into downward facing dog. Rolling forwards into plank. Pushing the ground away from us. And then either come to your knees or lowering the body down in one piece. And pressing up into cobra. Looking up. Shoulders. And now we're going to just bring the hips back. And so the hips are going to sit straight over the knees. And we're going to just stretch the arms out. And we're going to allow the chest to come down towards the mat in fallen heart. You might bring the forehead to the mat. Or maybe you look straight ahead and bring the chin to the mat for a bit more of a deeper back stretch. Go with what feels good for you. And then we're going to just bring ourselves back into our tabletop position. Okay. Okay, from here, we're going to take the left foot up at a right angle, and we're going to just stretch it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Bring it back to the center, and then we're going to bring it out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We're going to plant the left knee. We're going to do the same with the right. So bring the right leg up and then raising the leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're working the lower back here. Bringing the knees back to center and then lifting the right leg out to the side. 5 times. Plant the knee. Then take the left foot on his Nala, demonstrating a beautiful up dog from the sofa, and stretching the right arm out. And then bringing the knee and the elbow together. Stretching out, knee and elbow together. Stretching out, knee and elbow together. One more time, stretching out, and then find your tabletop position. We're going to then do the same on the opposite side. So right foot comes towards the corner of your mat, left arm comes forwards, and then bring the elbow and the knee to meet each other. Stretching out, elbow and knee meet each other in the center. Stretch out. Here we go. Elbow and knee meet each other. Stretch out. Okay, darling. Elbow and knee together and stretch out. Okay. And then back to tabletop position. Okay. From here, we are going to tuck the toes. We're going to push back into our downward facing dog. And then we're going to just step forwards with the right foot. We're going to ground the heel on the left. And we're going to inhale the arms up into warrior one. So hips are facing forwards. And we're just bending into that right leg. We're going to come up off the heel now. And then we're going to just slowly dip down. So aim to bring the body straight down so that the knee almost touches the mat. 4, 5. Hands come to frame the foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Press up. Lower yourself down either in one piece or bringing your knees down towards the mat. And then press up into cobra. Looking up, chin up. Tuck the toes. Back into downward facing dog. And then we're going to step forward with the left leg. We're going to ground the right heel. And we're going to bring ourselves up into warrior one. So sitting into that front thigh. Stretching the hip flexor on the right hand side. And the calf. And then we're going to come up onto the heel. And we're going to dip down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands frame the feet. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Lower yourself down to the mat. And then find yourself in cobra. Bringing ourselves back up into downward facing dog. We're going to step forward, right foot. We're going to turn the left foot towards the side. So it's now, well, facing you. We're going to inhale the arms up into warrior two, rotating externally that right leg. Have a little check over your arms. Are they both at the same height, parallel to the ground? And then from here, we're going to gently come back into our peaceful warrior, letting the left hand come down the left leg. Maybe sink down a bit more into that right leg. And then cartwheeling the arms around, coming into side angle. Keeping that right knee out, reaching forwards, as far forwards as you can with the left arm, so you get a stretch along the left side of the body. Bringing yourself back into peaceful warrior. And then round again into side angle. It might be better for you to have your arm on the thigh, that's also fine. Stretch forwards. And then back to peaceful warrior. Leaning back. And then back to side angle, extended side angle. Back into warrior two. Feeling a little burn now. You're going to rotate that left foot. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. Roll forwards. Bring your body down to the mat. And then slowly up into cobra. Looking up. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. We're then going to step forward with the left foot. We're going to turn the right foot to the long side of the mat. We're going to find ourselves in warrior two. Externally rotating the left leg. Have a little check over the arms, see that they're both parallel. And then we're going to just bring ourselves back, right hand to the right leg. Leaning back into peaceful warrior. And then cartwheeling the arms around. Either so the arm comes to the thigh, or it comes to the mat and stretching forwards with that right arm. So you get a stretch along the right side of the body. Back into peaceful warrior. Rotating the arms around. Into side angle. Keep the pressure into both feet. Pressing into the outside of the right foot. As you come into peaceful warrior. Externally rotating both legs. And then back into side angle. We're then going to bring the foot, twist around on the right leg. And I'm going to step back into downward facing dog. Walk those feet. Press back. Roll forwards into plank. And then slowly lowering yourself down and coming up into cobra. Looking up. And then tucking the toes back into downward facing dog. Stepping forward with the right foot and bringing the left knee down to the mat. We're going to inhale and lift the arms up, sinking the hips forward. We're then going to bring our hands to prayer at chest. We're going to turn the shoulders and then bring a little twist in here, looking over the right shoulder. Sink into the hips. Back to center. Arms come back down. And then just open the chest. Lean back slightly, look up. Hands come down to the foot. And then just bring your hips back a little bit to get that stretch along the hamstring. Rolling forwards. And then just have a little wiggle with your hips. One way and then the other. Bring the hips back. Get that hamstring stretch. And then hips forward. Tuck the toe. Plant the hands. And we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Roll forwards into plank. Lower yourself down to the mat. And then back up into cobra. Tuck the toes. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. And now we're going to step forward, left foot, bring the right knee down towards the mat. Just take a moment to work out if you're happy with the distance here. Have you got a stretch on the right hip flexor? If not, perhaps move that right leg back a little bit. And then we're going to inhale the arms up. Sink into the hips. Look straight ahead. Find something to help you keep your balance. And then hands come to prayer at chest. We're going to turn the shoulders to the left. And then we're going to hook that right arm over the left leg. Sink into the hips again, but try and get that nice twist in the body now. And then if you feel okay with your balance, have a little look over your left shoulder. Bring the hands back. Bring them behind you, opening the chest, sinking back, and maybe looking up. Hands come towards the floor. And we're just going to bring the hips back a little bit here. And then forwards. And maybe just have a little wiggle one way and then the other with the hips. Bring the hips back, stretching back, stretching the hamstring, and then forwards. Going to tuck the toe, and we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Roll forwards into plank. Lower yourself down to the mat, and then press up into cobra. Looking up. And then slowly bring yourself down onto the mat. And just make a little pillow with your hands. And then just wiggle your hips from one side to the other. We're then just going to catch both feet behind us. And we're going to press up into bow. So lifting the shoulders, lifting the thighs. Or if that's too much, just catching the feet might be absolutely fine for today. And then lower yourself down. Bringing the feet back down to the mat. And then just gently, fingertip touch on the mat, just bringing yourself back into seal pose. And then lowering yourself down. Hands come to either side of your hips, palms facing down, and we're going to lift the shoulders, lift the feet, lift the arms, and look straight ahead. Lower ourselves down. One more time. And lower yourselves down. And then you just plant the hands, and we're going to push ourselves back into your tabletop. Just take a moment to wriggle the body in whichever way it needs to, just to loosen off that back a little bit. Whatever feels good is fine here. And then we're going to plant our weight down into the right hand and lift the left arm up. We're going to just open the chest and then thread that left arm through. Bring the shoulder and the jaw down to the mat and stretching the right hand forwards and finding that lovely stretch along the upper body. Walking the hand a little bit closer and then finding yourself back in tabletop. And then this time stretching the right arm up and opening it out. So you're opening the chest and then threading it through, bringing the shoulder and the jaw towards the ground. Stretching the left arm forwards. And then just bringing the left arm in and slowly bring yourself back into your tabletop pose. We're going to just tuck the toes now and we're going to sit back on them. We're going to get that little toe stretch. This can feel perhaps a bit much if you've been running or if you don't have a lot of flexibility in your toes. It's not something that we actually work on very much. If that feels okay, just stay there and sit with that for a moment. And whilst we're doing it, we're going to just also introduce a little tricep stretch. So stretching the right arm up and bringing it down behind the back. And then the left arm can either come round for the bind, so you're catching the hand behind you, or maybe you just push it back. And if that toe's feeling a bit too much now, feel free to untuck them. Or maybe you can just switch the weight a little bit. Maybe come forwards and maybe go back for one more stretch here. We've swapped arms now as well. And then bringing the hips forward. We're going to prepare for our camel pose now. So bringing the hands into the small of your back. Elbows come together, shoulder blades come together. We're pushing the hips forward. And we're going to just slowly roll the back. Allowing the head to drop. And that might be your posture for today. If it hurts to have the neck, it doesn't feel comfortable, sorry, to have the head up, then just look straight ahead. And if you feel like you want to go into the full posture, just falling back towards those ankles, holding onto the heels, and then looking back. Focus on that back bend. And then slowly coming out of it. Okay, we're going to just drop the feet back down. And we're going to just sit back on our heels. And ever so slowly, just bring the knees apart. Just walk the hands forward until you feel the back. You can, I don't know, for me now, I can feel that back, that counter stretch on the back. So stretch the arms out. Don't overdo it. Just find where you feel the contact, and then just relax into it. Breathe nice and deeply. Relax the face. Relax the hips. Let the back sort of melt into towards the mat. And then we're just going to bring ourselves back up. We're going to find ourselves lying on the mat now. And we're going to stretch the right leg up And then we're just going to bring the ankle over the left leg and then catch the left leg behind the thigh and then just tease that leg in towards the chest. Just got a nice stretch along the outer thigh, on the glutes, on the hips, letting them open up. And then we're going to bring the feet back down, both feet on the mat, stretching the left leg up. Flex the foot for a moment, just gently bring that towards the body, and then bring the ankle over the side of that right leg, catching the right leg, and then just teasing it towards the body. And just feeling that stretch along the outer thigh and on the glutes and on the hips. Feel free to put a cushion under your head if you feel like you're sort of straining here. It should feel nice and comfortable for the neck and the head. And then we're going to bring both feet down towards the mat. We're going to stretch out the arms into a T. And then we're just going to tip both knees over to the left-hand side, but keeping the right shoulder planted onto the ground. Look over the right shoulder. And if you can get a bit more of a stretch, you might want to straighten the right leg and lift it up a little bit higher. Just think about where the areas of tension are now and just breathe into it. Now we're going to bring both knees back to center. And then we're going to roll them over to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side. Looking over the left shoulder. And again, if you want to get a little bit more stretch, you might want to bring that right leg out a little bit. Keep that left shoulder down. And then bring both feet into the center. We're going to roll the feet up. I'm going to try and elongate the spine on the mat so the tailbone is flat on the mat. We've got as much of our back on the mat as we possibly can. And at the same time, we're going to start to ease the knees towards the armpits. And then from here, you might have a little gentle rock. Happy baby. And then just bring the knees in towards the chest. Maybe do a couple of little circles one way. Feel that nice massage of the spine on the mat, and then circle the knees the opposite way. Feels nice. And then we're just going to slowly bring ourselves into Shavasana. So you might want to grab yourselves a cushion to put under the knees, maybe a blanket to pull over you. Allow the feet to fall out to the sides and the hands to come down toward the mat. It's going to soften the face. And take note of where the body is in contact with the floor, the heels, the calves, the thighs, glutes, the upper back, shoulders, and the head. Take a really nice, long, deep breath in. And then an even slower, longer, even audible breath out. And then just continue to find your own natural breath. You're aware of your body lying on the mat. And take time to just relax here. I'm going to leave you here. I suggest you maybe stay put for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Enjoy your Shavasana. You've worked for it. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste. Hope you enjoyed it.